Alright, so we got the Ionian here, and now this box here, notice we've got root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, it counts. So it counts. 7 root 2, and these are the accidentals. They spell caged, C-A-G-E-D. Those are just labeled accidentals, which label those little string shapes, those little scale fragments, right? So you got the, I guess we could start with the E is 7 root 2, E, okay. And then we go to the D string shape, 2, 3, 4. Okay, then we go to the A string shape, 5, 6, the short one. Then we go to the G string shape, 6, 7 root. So they share notes. And then we go to the E string shape, 7 root 2. And then we go to the D string shape, 2, 3, 4. Again, those are what the string shapes are. So here, if C is the fourth, it's going to be the fourth of G. It's going to be a Lydian scale. Okay, C is now the fourth. So we're going to play like that. There's that cage. Now we look and say, wait a minute, now C's the flat 7. What is C the 7th flat of? This is where we get into today's chart. And we're going to learn about an easy way to find out what the other 5 missing keys are when we have the modes, the 7 modes of the dot scale. For instance, the dot scale, C is the third of A flat, the second of B flat. C is the root of C. C is the 7th of D flat, the 6th of E flat, the 5th of F, the 4th of G, okay? And C is the 3rd of A flat. So that's the dot scale. It can be played, all those keys can be played. So we have our C note down here. Suppose we want to play in the key which is in one of the dot scales, so we have our dot scale is A flat. Suppose we want to play in the E flat one. C is the 6th of E flat, so we would go over here to the 6th cage right there. C is the 6th of E flat like that. The only thing we're not going to be able to get is this 7 if C is our low open note. However, okay, so we look for the long G pattern. This is in the same long fretboard here. I just zoomed out and zoomed back in. So we're going to play, if we wanted to play C as the 6th in the key of A flat, it would play like this. Now our G string is root 2. So it's root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root. Okay, that's E flat right there. But I did say it was A flat, right. So I messed up a little bit there. C is the 6th of A flat, but it's the 3rd of the 6th of E flat, but it's the 3rd of A flat. So A flat, we would go to the Phrygian one right next door. So key of A flat. C would be the 3rd, so it would play like this. Okay, it would be C minor. So that's the value of this big long fretboard that has all the different shapes in it. We have the Ionian, okay, we have the Lydian here, 4, 5, 6, which is the 4th, okay, we have the Locrian long, 7 root 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2, 3 cut out to 4, 5, 6, 7 root 2. That's the Locrian long. So what is the difference between this one, which is the Locrian long, and this one, There's not a whole lot of difference, which is the Locrian short, which is the tripentatonic Locrian. Okay, so that one starts like this. Okay. Alright, so I didn't get all the way up there. But that's the half diminished triad arpeggio. So what is the difference is that the lowest note in this key, so if you were playing, if this was your fret nut and this was E, E would be the Locrian 7th of F. So you'd be playing in the key of F if you considered your low E the 7th. Now we go back over here for a minute and we look at the E long box and we notice we have a 7 flat here. So what key are we really kind of looking at if we wanted to consider this key, this note, a something? Something. Okay, so that's what we're going to find out today. And we're going to do that right now. We're going to advance to the next chart. So here we are with today's chart. Chart 427, complete pattern stack. Okay, it has the shorts, the pentatonic, tripentatonics, and the longs. It's complete because it goes around the circle of fourths, all 12 keys. So that's why it's complete. 12 key hybrid string shape set. So that would be right here. Okay, we're back. I took a short break there. So we're already on the chart of the lesson. Okay, chart 427. Okay. Now, we have the short string shapes. Okay, so these came about from the pentatonic scales. Okay, so the pentatonic scales are like 5, 6, root 2, 3, 5. So 2, 3, 5, 6, root 2. Right there. Let's just digress a little bit for the fun of it. Here's your stack of 3 short here. Where is it? 2, 3. Stack of 3 short right here. Sorry, leaving the 4 and the 7 off. Stack of 3 short, and then we'll have, while we're in the business of starting again here, then we have 3, 5, 6 root, stack of 2 long. So that's how we go ahead. I didn't actually have to do that, but I thought I did. I'm tired. That's how we build these pentatonic scales. So the tripentatonics means we do this starting from the 1, the 4, and the 5. So if you start on 3, what string shape is that? That's the C string shape. What's the 4th of the C string shape? Is the E string shape. Watch this. Here's the C string shape. Here's the E string shape on the 4th. The 4th of the C string shape is the E string shape. Okay, the 5th of the C string shape is the G string shape. So the G string shape here is 6, 7 root. Okay, so where your fret nut is E, F sharp, G. Okay, so that's the 6th. E is the 6th of G, F sharp, and then root is G. Now, these are the bottom strings of the cages, the pentatonic cages. In the cage system, as we build the string shapes. So if we want to do a whole thing on starting from G, it would be 6, 7 root, and then G in the word cage goes to E.